Let's be honest, people rarely admit this, but not having friends is not always random.
Many times, it's the result of specific psychological patterns, ways of thinking, behaving, and viewing the world that make real connections almost impossible. This has nothing to do with being introverted or shy.
The story goes deeper than that.
Let's see what psychology says about people who end up alone, even when they don't want to be. First, they overanalyze every social interaction. People who don't have many friends usually think too much, especially about others.
They replay conversations in their heads, break down every word, and constantly wonder how they came across.
This comes from excessive self-awareness, a psychological trait where your brain is constantly checking what others think of you.
It may sound intelligent, but socially it's toxic. When you're stuck analyzing, you can't relax, and people feel that tension, they sense distance, even when you're trying to connect. Not because you're cold, but because your mind is busy observing and analyzing instead of truly connecting. Second, they have a very low tolerance for fake behavior. They quickly recognize fake smiles, attention-seeking, and drama. And once you see it, you can't unsee it.
Psychologists call this high social perception, common among people with advanced emotional intelligence. But here's the dark side: once you see the truth behind people's behavior, you stop playing along.
You don't fake interest. You don't flatter. You don't pretend to be impressed.
And in a world built on shallow validation and fake politeness, being real makes you lonely. You're not rude, you're authentic, but authenticity makes people uncomfortable. Your silence is mistaken for arrogance, your independence for ego, and your emotional distance for superiority. People don't pull away because you're cold, they pull away because your presence exposes their performance.
Third, they are emotionally over-self-reliant. Most friendships are built on small emotional dependencies, sharing feelings, reassurance, constant contact.
But people with few friends rarely need these things.
They manage emotions internally and solve problems alone.
In psychology, this is called emotional self-reliance.
On paper, it's a strength. In reality, it creates loneliness. Human connection is built through vulnerability.
When you never ask for help, never open up, never show emotional needs, people subconsciously feel unnecessary and eventually stop trying. You don't push people away, you simply don't give them space to feel important. You're not unlikable, you're just too inward. Fourth, they don't follow the crowd.
They don't imitate behavior just to fit in. This isn't rebellion, it's mental wiring.
Psychologists call this low social conformity. It's what makes you unique, but also what makes you an outsider. You think independently, speak directly, and question rules others accept blindly.
This earns quiet respect, but not closeness.
People bond over similarities, not differences.
When everyone laughs, you analyze the group. When everyone agrees, you ask why. When everyone follows a leader, you step back. This keeps you honest with yourself, but it keeps you alone. Here's the truth few people want to accept. Some people are bad at friendships because they struggle to express emotions reciprocally. They understand logic, not warmth.
They know how to support, but not how to emotionally connect. In psychology, this relates to difficulty identifying or expressing emotions. You care, but not in a way others can feel. So while people may admire your mind, they don't feel emotionally connected to you. You think being reliable is enough, but people need to feel seen, not just helped. You do have emotions, you just process them privately. And by the time you're ready to express them, the moment has passed. Most people who end up without friends didn't lose them all at once. They lost them slowly, through small habits, replying too late, not expressing enough emotion, refusing to fake things when others did. They became too aware, too distant, too precise for a social world driven by emotional noise. But here's what people don't see. Not having friends doesn't mean something is wrong with you. It means your mind values truth more than belonging. You can't fake connection. You can't dilute your personality just to fit in. And that's why you stand alone. Not because no one understands you, but because few people can truly match you. You don't need to change who you are, but you need to understand yourself. Because once you do, you stop asking, why don't I have friends,
and start realizing that not everyone has the capacity to handle you. If you want to understand how your mind really works, subscribe to the clean, honest version, because here, we don't talk about motivation. We talk about psychology that reveals the truth.